So the final step in the cube solving process is what I call the making magic happen. And this is the one where you get your reaction out of your crowd and you really start to look like a genius. But there's one of two ways that this cube can end up looking like at this point. I'm glad that it came out in this fashion here, because on this final row here, we have a complete mismatch of colors. And I'll show you in a moment the way that sometimes it ends up. Sometimes you'll get an entire row of matching colors on one side, and that's exactly what you want to finish the puzzle off. But I'll show you how we get that to happen if you end up with this instance here. It really doesn't matter what side that you start this next series of movements from, but we're going to run this next sequence however many times we need to finish off the puzzle. Sometimes it goes really quickly and it only takes like one or two. In this case, it might be the situation, but sometimes you actually have to run it repeatedly to get the cube solved. But let's break that one down a little bit here. So what that's all going to look like is, to make the magic happen, we're going to start, like I said, once again, with this orientation. It really doesn't matter, but I'll show you in a moment. When we get that matching side, we're going to want to orientate that with the corresponding matching side of the cube. And like I said, I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. But all this is a sequence of logarithms that's always going to be performed in the exact same way every time. So what it is one right-hand logarithm followed by one left-hand logarithm. You're going to end up with a yellow T when you do that. And then you're going to run 5 right-hand logarithms and 5 left-hand logarithms in that order. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So like I said, it doesn't really matter which side I start in. So one right-hand logarithm followed by one left-hand logarithm. You can see we have that yellow T that I talked about there. So here's the 5-step here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's a good little pro tip for you. Sometimes when you're first starting out and learning, you get a little confused and you'll lose count of where you're at and the number of logarithms you've applied. So you know you've run through 5 when you get two yellows on this side. And it's obviously going to be apparent when you finish the 5 left-hand logarithms. But we'll run that now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now you can see you've accomplished what I told you were going to accomplish here. So now we've got one of the green sides solved, and we're going to finish the puzzle off here. So we're going to line up the green on the green, hold it towards you, yellow side on the top, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So 1 and 1, followed by 5 and 5. And the last one. And this is a good example because you can see that it's going to take another logarithm to accomplish this. And I'm glad it came out this way. Sometimes you'll complete that and the whole cube will be solved. But this is, like I said, a good example of where even that sequence of logarithms did not quite get you there. So all you're going to do is run the same thing again as many times as you need to make this all make sense. So one more time, green all matches up here. You're starting with yellow on the top. So it's going to be 1 and 1, followed by 5 and 5. And that should be it. And you can see we've got the cube completely solved at this point now. So that's it, guys. A lot easier probably than meets the eye. Like I said, all you have to do really is just remember those moves and the order in which to apply them. And no matter how scrambled up this thing gets, you can always solve it in the exact same fashion. Last thing to tell you is when you're first starting out, there is a significant amount of muscle memory I've found to like making these moves quickly, but you can see I was able to flip through the cube pretty quickly just because I've done this so many times. And you'll get faster and faster as you do this more and more. But that's it, guys. Have fun with it. Go out and wow your friends. Thanks for watching.